Okay, got it.
We're ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, we'll call to order the planning commission meeting for Thursday, March 2nd at 6:01 PM. In the village hall, we have Doug Roddy, Lane Belter, Shiloh Williamson, Dave Owner, Josh Heck, Dan Van Ness, and Brenda Forrest. Along with Bob Gunther and then Felicia as well. Is there anyone on the meeting?
No.
So I'll say we open for public comment, no one is here, so we're online. So we have the January 5, 2023 minutes.
You guys can remember that far back.
I know.
I'd like to make a motion, Josh Heck, to approve the minutes as written for January 5th, 2023.
I'll second that.
First and second, any further comments or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up, new business, discussion possible recommendation, Growing Wings CSM. We got there.
Yeah, so this is preliminary CSM from our in-house surveyors, Kurt Chili and Emily Pierce. Put this together for Growing Wings. There's 4 lots. The lot 1 is retained by the village. Lots 2, 3, and 4 we are transferring to Growing Wings as part of their project. And they're seeking 3 lots at roughly 2 acres apiece for approximately 6 acres. Preliminary in this definition means there might be some interior movement of the interior boundary lines. Just as they start excavating lot 2, it might function better for them to move interior lot 3 back or forward, but the actual boundary will not move. When they set those, then the CSM becomes a permanent thing. There's some gradient where we have some steep stuff, and it's telling if that's gonna be successful or not. Or if they can kind of just have some flexibility in doing some things. Really the flow of the land there, that was supposed to be green space. We never realized that we would have anything developed there. We just said, well, this would be green space because the topography is real high. But they said this is the perfect location for their facility, so actually works out real well. So with that said, this might change, might not change, but it's a preliminary thing that we use at time of closing. Then after closing, if something changes, an additional CSM will come in the final sequence, final plan commission and village board approval.
So is this just the lots they're gonna buy, or is this the whole piece of property?
So lot 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the whole property. Lot 1 is what's remaining after lot 2, 3, and 4 are CSM away from the entire parcel.
So the village maintains lot 1.
Yes,
Got it.
So this is the first we've seen of this, right?
correct.
Awesome.
Okay, one thing I'd kind of like to bring up is. I mean, I don't have enough time to really look at something when I get it the last minute, and I printed these off yesterday. But, I mean, they're supposed to be to the board, present material to the board, what, 9 business days before?
Well, I request 15, but I mean, if it's 9 or 10, I'm okay with that, but
So this was a hurry up just because we're trying to meet a construction schedule And since it was coming from the in-house, I would have said, no, we can't take private surveyors work and bring it in. But being that this is our survey, I figured, well, let's bring it to them. We're not gonna screw ourselves on something that isn't, you know, essentially finished product, so to speak.
Yeah, I think,
I agree with you, Dan.
for out of courtesy to all of us, I mean, because we all got extra schedules.
Yep.
And to do it, I'm not sure, I mean, right at this moment, ain't for a motion, but. Would we, if we want to take and get 30 days notice, so we can look, review and actually. Wrap our hands around stuff, you know, I mean, is this something that needs to go to to the board to get approved for us? I mean, so we can't make
Well, it's in our ordinances, so we'd have to change ordinances,
Ordinance,
which
yeah.
can be costly.
Very.
And I think 15 days is good. It's just,
Right.
that we
Because
need
at the
15
minimum.
15 days.
Oh, 15 consecutive days.
Yes.
so I mean, to get. I mean, I would say, I'm not against developing and what's coming or whatever for our city. For the village, but I mean, to be fair to a planning commission, I think that the 15-day rule needs to be held to.
Yep.
And being that they did present it to us at 15 days, I would say to have, you know, time to look at it. Unfortunately, now it's out a month. You know,
Right.
so, and I just don't think it's. I don't think it's advantageous for any of us to try to make a quick decision and not say it and to rubber stamp and send it forward. You know, like I said, I'm not against development. If it is a carpenter, I mean, hey, you know, sure, that's how I made my life for 44 years.
Sure.
You know, so, I mean, but
But also in this case, it is village property, it's not,
Right.
I agree with you, Dave, we don't wanna be rushed by a private.
right,
The board has already seen this though, correct? So you guys already approved something
No,
like this.
No, you guys, this is the.
No,
This is very.
You
this
get
is
to
the
see it
first step.
first, yeah.
so I did
Oh,
try to
so how many
think,
days did we get? I think you sent it last week.
Right, this one
2 days
did
ago.
come at the last minute because like he says, there's a time frame that they're trying to meet. They want to start building, I think, this summer, don't they?
Well, a lot of things hinge on this. This needs to go into a developers agreement. The developers agreement's gotta be seen by the board, and then, you know, if this hiccups a month, you know, now I'm telling you, I've been cracking the whip to get
Okay.
our in-house surveyors, and they're like. They're angry with me right now because it's, we're not gonna keep dropping everything for Somerset.
And Bob and I did talk about this.
And they don't like to walk around in the snow, and so they're, you know.
So it's not
crabby about
normal
that.
that we don't have. Right, and she did, you emailed 2 seconds after you said there wasn't, you did let us know there was something coming. I mean, we
Right,
did have a
right, and
hiccup,
then
so-
like Bob and I did have a conversation, like, you know, we weren't happy that it was like the last minute thing and everything, but like he had mentioned too, it's our CSM, but I'm pretty much a stickler too, and Bob knows that, and he is too. I try to get things 15 days, even if it's 13 days, because you know, there's the weekend, whatever, sometimes, you know, but if you guys want me just to stick to the 15 days, I will stick to the 15
I-
days.
I think he wants the 15.
I mean, I would say for sure, I mean, because right now, I mean, even though I'm supposed to be retired, little by little, I'm getting roped into, it's,
I feel that,
I'm getting full-time work in it. You know, and it's hard,
Sure.
yeah. it's-
so,
And I think from the standpoint of the, even time frame in advance, one of the things I've been mulling over, and we'll see what happens next month and everything, but it's just from the standpoint of even stuff to the board of having more time, because there are other communities where it's 30 days in advance to get anything on the board agenda, because that gives you the proper time to do it. Now, I'm all for flexibility and making sure that we have things in a timely manner, but it's having different things. Obviously, haven't done anything, haven't changed that, but I do like the idea of having enough time. I think this is one, as Bob has said, from the standpoint, and Dan from, you know, it's our property, it's our surveyors, they kind of look at it. Are we really gonna get hosed by ourselves? So I'm not saying that there's not need to look at it and be thorough on it. I'm not saying that at all.
And there shouldn't really be any leeway for anybody. It should be the same for everybody. So
well,
in stark contrast to what you think, we can't
Sure.
just give them leeway
No.
because they are, you know what I'm saying? So just in the future, let's hold them to what everybody else is held to, 15 days.
I mean, to look at what you're saying, like I said, when we go for in St. Paul and Minneapolis, I mean, 60, 90 days is not uncommon.
Right.
So, and if you're not there, they don't care. I mean, it's just like, here it is, man, this is the rules, this is how it goes.
Well, it's like anything
So,
else,
you know-
right? If you have your timing, you know what it is. If you don't do it, so sad, too bad,
Correct.
right? I mean, I'm not,
Yeah,
but
So I mean, I haven't even got enough time to really figure out what's going in on the spot here, what they wanna build. You know, is it condos, is it like an apartment complex or?
Yep, so there are three separate 24 unit structures. And I thought that had come in front of the plan commission, it might not have. I don't know.
I tried to go back and.
I don't think it-
I've never seen this.
Yeah, this will be the first time you ever saw.
Yeah.
It's never been to the plan.
Right. So this is the old gravel pit, correct?
Yep,
Okay, and. I thought Quick Trip was going in originally?
Mm-mm.
so
Is this for developmentally disabled individuals, correct? Or is it for the elderly?
no.
It is for okay.
Disabled.
Also, all three complexes are gonna be the 24 unit, three complexes for
Right.
developmentally challenges. Okay.
So looking at the remainder of the lot. What were we looking at the lot, what were we looking for development on this property?
Yep.
Before, right now, isn't this his own commercial?
Nope, this is multi-use, so it's a combination between multifamily. Professional, industrial and commercial use.
I think you're getting confused with that piece that they bought across from BP. That's what Dave was getting confused on. Quick,
So
the one that,
This is BP's lot. And this
Oh,
this is
okay.
this is exactly where this. is.
Correct.
Come right up,
Yep.
this knob.
Correct, then I understood, okay, I had thought that BP was taking that piece.
No.
no, that's,
So.
I think Richard bought that.
So with the rest of this property, do we have any plans of what we were gonna do with it, or what we wanna do, or
It's-
how we wanna see the rest of it develop?
It's organic. At the. Suggestion of planners, because we've run into. Historical nightmares where we start putting water and sewer services in. And we say, okay, 2 acre lot, 3 acre lot, 4 acre lot, 3 acre lot. And if you drive up the industrial park, you'll see. Well, why is there so many water services? And there's only one big SMC? Well,
Well, that's-
because at the time,
Part of what I'm aiming at.
so that's why they're positioning things as they come in. To say, oh, you need 13 acres, okay, well, we're just gonna put one water service in versus the village paying 13 times as much. To put water sewer services in for 2 acre lots when I need 20. Oh, okay, SMC needed 10. Oh, okay, so and then you'll drive by and you'll see, I wonder why they dug the road up there. Well. That was because we didn't have water service there because they
Yeah.
wanted a smaller lot.
So. What are the intentions, or where do you think the other land is gonna go? Or how are we gonna try to steer it?
So what's fronting the road, that's gonna be highly reserved for retail and spots. And then the interior of it becomes your living area, and then on the riverfront, we turn into either commercial or just a multi-use type of function there, so commercial with residential on top, popular thing. Probably a well selling point right there. I do have a few people looking at that riverfront for commercial development now. So I don't have any details. I just said we're still working on presenting something to you,
So do you think it's business, or do you think it's,
businesses. Yeah, these are Hudson businesses that have outgrown their spot. Minneapolis businesses that have outgrown their spots, they're hotel, not hotel, sorry, restaurant type. Buildings.
Okay. So.
So it's
Here
it's
we
never
three
gonna
buildings
be
with
single family,
developmentally
it's gonna either be multifamily
disabled
or
individuals,
single.
kind of just.
Along with businesses.
Yeah.
Multi in those first three areas.
Geographically, logistically.
It's far away, yeah.
So if you look at our industrial park where our
Yeah.
workers are, so we have multifamily that's scheduled to go in here.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy commute for a lot of people to get to and from their place of employment.
Really?
You know, our industrial parks starving for workers. And we don't have any really any affordable rental in town. So we're out of balance, so. But you gotta be super careful with some of these apartment home builders, because we talk to other communities and they stay away from them.
So nobody can live there. Unless they have a challenge. I wanna make sure that is very
In
clear.
these 3 lots.
Yes, in these 3 lots, this will always be designated for that forever, period. You can't turn it into subsidized housing after or whatever. Forever, this is grandfathered forever. Is that a promise?
That's what's going into the developers agreement, and everybody's writing that up.
Okay, I wanna make sure that that stays, period, because I don't want this to become. What I see, or, you know what I'm saying, like, this is
What
probably a
Bob-
good
what
thing,
Bob's
let's
saying
keep it a
is-
good thing,
Multifamily is part of the.
right,
plan.
but not these 3 lots.
Not these 3, but there might be other multifamily.
Yeah.
coming
You don't
in.
want this becoming a halfway house or.
Yeah, that's what I'm, thank you,
Oh, okay.
That's what I was-
see-
that's what I was-
I see what you're saying.
that's what I was worried about, yeah, and then we're putting, you know, and then we're putting houses in, yeah. If we put nice houses right next to it, and then we have a halfway house right there, that would be,
Against my family more than anything.
yeah, so we can make sure it says,
So
Okay.
he's leading that with contingencies that. And I haven't seen the final developers agreement, so. I
That's
can't
it better.
speak to that, but-
that's it's a little better, yeah,
So are they looking to possibly expand these units?
Nope,
not these.
2 for sure, they're not sure about the 3rd. So that's what. You know, is on a reservation, and they have to buy the 6 acres. And then after a 24 months, so when they build facility 1, they have 24 months to start on number 2. And then they have another 24 months to start on number 3, and if they don't meet those deadlines, they can extend it. Once for 6 months, and if they don't do that, we get the land back.
Oh. Is 2 years a normal time to get somebody to, yeah,
Are we giving the land to them?
No,
Oh, okay.
there's a backside incentive on this, but we don't have any incentive right now. We don't have any money in this
okay,
district to give them anything, so
Okay.
it's a little rough started, but, if you ever wanna meet these people, I'm always happy to introduce you to them. and
yeah, I like that.
They're super, their daughter is a 28-year-old with cognitive disability, and they said.
They have a vested interest.
When we pass away, she goes to the state, and when they go to the state, they die. And she's like, we have had her halfway houses, and she's been abused, and she's at home, she does not need to be at home, she don't wanna be at home. And they said, we just want a good place for her to live when we pass away.
So then with that said, I mean, another comment is, is the noise from the traffic, the noise off the freeway gonna be an irritating factor?
No, lights will be,
Yeah,
fluorescent lights, there's some other soft tone things, but sirens. So the fire department's there, you gotta still, they said, no, it's the sounds that we cannot hear that
Got it,
trigger sensory
Really?
issues with, like this, they'd be screaming right now with a fluorescent light.
yeah, yeah.
They would
Yeah.
absolutely trigger whatever sensory sensitivity they have. So, and then this will be managed by a professional management company, so.
Okay.
Ezekiel Homes or,
Like reputable,
yeah, Presbyterian
Presbyterian.
Homes.
Daughters are, you know. Will there be
Yeah.
workers there?
Well, yeah, 25 to 30 employees.
Really?
Yeah,
oh,
so,
this is great.
so some of the, you know, people, I'm just gonna say Trent Landry, he lives by himself. Trent needs to be reminded, and they're fine with me telling this, and yeah, we're close to that family.
Yeah.
He lives by himself, but he also needs to be reminded that. Okay, when's the last time you put some deodorant on? When was the last time you brushed your teeth?
Yep.
When was the last time you checked your underwear? So they'll have that, and when his parents are gone. You know, he's,
It's fully staffed.
it's fully staffed, 24 hours a day, so.
I really like this.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, a lot. A lot. We don't have anything like that here now, right? We don't have anything at all. This is great.
Mhm. Yeah, so that's.
This was competitive between Hudson and Somerset, actually.
Oh, really?
And the fact that they have this area close to the medical, physical therapy, and the fire department for emergency services,
That's what's fun.
plus the industrial park for them to go work, because these people work.
Yeah, well, yeah.
This is a no-brainer.
Wow, yeah.
And as soon as we build that bridge right across here, we have the police department right across it. Gotta get that bridge built.
Let's do that. I'm so excited.
Going across here,
Yeah,
yeah, well, I.
Build it back up.
yeah, right where it was, put it back.
You're retired.
I could drop a couple trees there.
Yeah.
So yeah, back
Alright,
to the
this is great.
survey. There's just some moving pieces, but we needed, in order to get into a developer's agreement to get this rolling, we needed to show an exhibit. In order to satisfy. The banking institutions and everything else that, okay, they are actually getting 6 acres. So you'll have another. Final document to go again, so, right now, this is a preliminary CSM, not a final CSM. And I do apologize for the short to get this out, but.
Gonna happen. No, not from now on, it's not going to. We're gonna forgive this one and it's not gonna happen
I
again.
mean, not picking this one, but
Be
it's
flexible.
been in the past.
Yeah.
Getting stuff kind of on short notice and, I mean, that's something
It needs to
right
be.
now with my life, I need to get that.
It's
done.
frustrating for me too, Dave, because I gotta.
No, I know.
I gotta wait on these people, it's like,
Mhm.
where is,
Yeah.
what are these things?
Mhm.
It is like a domino effect. I do understand
It's
that.
waiting on surveyors, attorneys, and, you know, engineers, and, you know. And then I gotta be mindful that, we got some stuff to do too. And, but, yeah, it's just,
Mhm.
it's really hard to get everything to get into order. And, but again, I never bring something that was on the other side coming in to say, hey, this is absurd. It's like, we'll see, we'll
This
see.
is just a great project, so this is just. Okay, we can make an exception this one time. Not again.
And when people
This
call
is
me,
so
I'll
good.
just let them know that this is the way it's gotta be.
Has to be.
It has to be used. So you guys have time to review it.
Awesome. I, Joshua Hecht, make a recommendation, to move forward with the Growing Wings preliminary CSM.
Al Williamson, I'll second that.
First and second on the table, any further comments or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by aye.
I,
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Same, okay. Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, unfinished business, update comprehensive plan.
waited. It's going great. That means it's awesome, you guys. You're gonna be so impressed. I'm impressed. The work that everyone has. Well, actually, the 4 or 5 of us that showed up in the snowstorm, good for us. The dedication, the work. And the progress that is being made is outstanding. So everybody should come check that out at the school. I think it's the 28th.
Yeah.
At 6.
The 20. I'm trying to pull.
I think it's the 28th,
It's a Tuesday. Last Tuesday.
maybe.
Next meeting.
We got kicked to a different day, so they just kind of like,
When is it the next day? Did you say the March?
I'll-
March 28th, I believe, is the presentation at the school, if I'm not
The
mistaken.
22nd is correct.
Oh, it is the 22nd? Okay,
22nd.
the 22nd. Are you sure they didn't?
Yep, he said, he goes, I wanna check on a few things as we get closer to the presentation on the 22nd.
Okay, 22nd, okay,
And
because I know we had to
and
switch
that's
it.
at the
Would you like to
library?
have some
No.
snacks, waters available for those to attend the presentation?
Yeah, you need to do that.
Would you or perhaps a board member or somebody from the plan commission be willing to open up the presentation with a welcome with a few comments? Project, any takers?
Well, do you want me to do it? I'm there.
It's open to whoever. These are the questions I have to ask, but
Is that at the library, you said?
No, this is at the school.
would any staff or board member be willing to be on hand and agree to attend these as they come in? Thoughts?
I hope you guys all come. It won't be long.
What day is high school?
The 22nd.
So when.
It's not gonna be here.
And we have a meeting the night before, so put that in the minutes.
At the high school,
Should be a lot.
right?
At the high school, mobile register.
Our planning commission meeting on the 21st.
Oh, shoot, now we're gonna have to switch that. Yeah.
On the
Oh, no,
21st.
it's
No,
21st.
22nd. Oh my gosh, Brenda.
She said the day
Okay.
before.
Okay, sorry, the day before. Okay, so that is that meeting and then the high school is the next meeting. Okay.
And how many are gonna make it to the 21st?
Wait, oh, yeah.
Okay, everyone will make, that's good, okay. That's
The
at 6
evening for
o'clock,
sure.
it's at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
For the planning commission. And then-
The face and five.
You said 5:30,
No, I know, but they changed it on me
so
today.
it's 6 o'clock.
So it's at 6 o'clock. I'll send you out all the
Reminder.
invites and everything and the reminders once I get it, so.
I wouldn't make, I didn't see it at 5:30.
He had somebody else do it and, yeah, so anyways, it's
Oh, that's
6
fine.
o'clock and then the board meeting will be at 6:30. The village board meeting will be at 6:30.
Okay.
And then the joint review board is gonna be at 1 o'clock, so you're on that and you're on that as
Well,
resident, so, okay.
Try it, yeah.
All right, we're good then.
Busy times, guys, but yeah, you'll be really impressed.
I will try to make it, but I can never guarantee when I get out of work, so it's,
I'm sure if
What
you
time's
video
that-
recording, maybe
what time's that at?
6.
6 o'clock is
Six,
what.
yes. I will speak. I'm there. And they really did, they haven't been through the process, so
Yep. well,
whatever you want me to say, throw something together and I'll.
All right.
You know how much I love public speaking. It's gonna be so much fun, so much. Anxiety. All right, that's perfect.
Anyone have a motion to adjourn?
Before we adjourn, I don't know if this needs to be a motion or not, but it's on the 15 days.
We can't even discuss that really, because it's not on the agenda, so we can bring it to the agenda to discuss.
For next week,
Yeah,
next month.
for next month.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't make any motions because it's not. on
Can I
the agenda.
recommend it's on the
Yep,
agenda next
yep.
month?
Can we do it on
To that, if they're not presenting their material 15 days prior intact for us to have it to review, they have to come back the next month.
So I'll just put on there on the agenda that deadline to get. Deadline, I'll probably figure something on how to put on there, but I'll put that on
15
the
working-
deadline.
15 business days.
No, she said 15 consecutive.
Whatever the ordinance, I'll look at the ordinance.
Okay,
Anyways, I'll just put on there the deadline and then. Make that motion that it has to be and then. But yeah, we can't do that unfortunately this time because it's not on there.
okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? You have a wonderful evening.
You're in total.
well, I am partially retired. Everyone else is-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I get it.
How does it feel? No kids.
I like that one.